Good morning. This is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan. He's a Corgi, and this is the Tuesday episode of Conversations with a Corgi. Biscuit, they love you. They're sending you hearts. So today on this episode of Conversations with a Corgi, we're going to talk about something I've been trying to manage here. I would like to get tattoos of my dog's paws, and I have been struggling with this for so many years that I don't even have a paw print for my first Corgi in the 90s because I didn't really know where to put them. And finally I've decided I'm just gonna do it. And I have an idea to put them kind of going in a circle, but not really, just kind of a diagonal line up my ankle, like first Corgi, second Corgi, third Corgi. That leaves lots of real estate in case I ever want to do something more elaborate, because I have seen some amazing Corgi tattoos, I'll tell you. So I'm going to be at a place where there's a really good person to do this. So I've been having to go through the bag of things from when Comet died, trying to find his paw prints. And luckily I have ink copies of his front feet and his back feet and a couple of different imprints of each of them so that, you know, we can get a ballpark of what they really look like. And then I have an impression of his one front foot that had like crossed toes because he had a little foot problem later in life. So what I want to talk about today is how to do this while you have your dog right here with you, so that this won't be so painful and difficult later if you, and this applies if you're getting a tattoo or just want a nice picture. So what I've thought about, and I've done this with Comet in the past, I tried to paint his paws with little kid watercolors and have him walk on things and make a picture. And you can do that, but it's not always paw printy looking. And it's safe to do that, and you can dunk their feet back in a pool and all of that. I didn't get to doing that with him until he couldn't walk from the DM. Pat says, good for you. Getting a tattoo soon too. Okay, so what I've decided to do now, you know, they make these like foam things where you can put your dog's impression in it. I had some that were actually plaster casts that you could put your dog's foot in while you had them like this. And they dried up and I don't know, I just never do them. And so what I'm thinking could be done now, and I might do this with Tristan sooner than later, is get something like Play-Doh that is of course non-toxic and edible. And I think you can even make your own Play-Doh. There's recipes online with a ton of salt and flour. Get the imprint of the paw and then trace over it with a piece of white tissue paper. And then you can kind of, you know, go back and forth and try to get an idea of what the paw is shaped like. Now, I am one of many people who like the little fuzz between the pads on my tattoo or my picture. Some people don't like that. They just want the round part and the heart-shaped part of the paw. And so doing the Play-Doh thing is the best way to get that. And you can still do the watercolors and try to get imprints of your dogs that way. I don't think you can ink their pads until they're expired if you're going to use ink, although you could Google it and see if there's a non-toxic ink out there to use to do your dog's paw prints. But I find a strong mix of watercolor paint, even the kind that comes in the squirt tube, is safe. You can wash it right off of their feet once you do it. You can do numerous tries. You might want to do this outside. Good thing it's nice weather in case there's a lot of fails and black piggies walking around the lawn dropping paint everywhere. So these are a couple of ideas. You can do these with cats too, but I highly recommend doing this with your pet while you have them. I mean, there are some people, and my mother's one of them, so I totally understand, who once their animal has gone, that's it. They don't want reminders. It's too upsetting. They just want to move forward in life. And that's one way of dealing. I am a person who wants, you know, lots of envelopes of fur, a necklace with fur in it. I have paw prints and, you know, their collars and things like that. So I'm more of a person that wants to look at their things and remember them. So hence, that's why I'm getting a tattoo of my dog's paw prints on me. And I have struggled with this for years, and you know, I know people that have their paw prints on the inside of their elbow or on their shoulders or on their backs. I've seen some beautiful men's tattoos that go up across their hip and across their back with the paw prints like walking over their back, which is gorgeous. And some of them will have like a rainbow bridge at the end with the dog's name. I'm just going for the paw because that's as much as I can think of. And and I think I'm going to do my three Corgis prints in different colors of blue and purple. And I'm debating about whether I will write their names there or not. I'm not so sure that I need to do that. But that's something that's easy to add if you change your mind. So I just wanted to give you some ideas about how to do this because, a lot of us have more time at home these days. And my sister, and this is in my Animal Connection cards, my sister did have, I think her husband did this actually, watercolor paint from the squirt tubes, put it on the paws of all the critters in the house in different colors so that the yellow was one cat, the blue was another one, their dogs were different colors, had them just walk across a big sheet of paper and make that a lovely picture, which she has and treasures in her house to this day. Most of those animals are long gone now because this was 30 years ago when she did this, but I think it's a great idea, and I might even do a painting with Tristan today or sometime this week. I'm kind of busy because I'm going away for a few days, but I have lots of paint in gorgeous colors. I mean, they do make, and this is a good idea for some people, that watercolor paint in gold and silver and bronze and rose gold colors. It would be gorgeous to do dog footprints on a piece of paper using just like those sparkly silver tones. It would be lovely. So these are a few ideas. You guys should try it out and try to get some pictures of your dog's feet. Danny, do you have a tattoo of any of your dogs or cats? You don't have a dog one. Oh no. I really want my dog's paw prints. I mean, I feel guilty because I've had rabbits and I've had horses, and I actually have shoes from my horse, so I could get his actual hoof print. But I mean, that was a big hoof. I mean, his foot was this big. He had huge feet. And I don't want that much of a hoof on my, I don't know where I could put it, my back. That was where my other horse kicked me once. So doing these on my ankle, ankles for Pisces are very sensitive areas, and ankles are also on the bladder meridian. And my left ankle's been injured many times. The left side of your body is associated more with your heart and with yin and with softer energy. That is the side I'm going to put my dog paw prints on. Danny is thinking of getting a dog paw print. So anyway, I mean, the other thing some people I know have done is do the nose print of their dog. That's a little easier because you just need something like tissue paper and a wet nose, and put them outside on a cold day. They've definitely got a runny nose. But that, I want the paw prints, and I do want them on my feet because I feel like the dogs walk with me throughout my life and stay with me. So that's why I want them on my feet, my ankles. I had thought about putting them on top of my feet, but that would be way too painful, and my foot's really bony. It wouldn't be a very good place to put a dog print. So make a dog painting, make a dog picture, get some prints of your dog, experiment with the Play-Doh. Hope you don't have a puppy who's eating it, because as much as it is edible, I don't think it's particularly good for your dog to eat Play-Doh. And if you're not going out like so many people, there are plenty of recipes online to make a kind of a Play-Doh with salt and flour. So, and most people have that in their homes to make a fake Play-Doh. And if you want to keep that paw print, aside from tracing it, you can use food coloring to make it a color you like. I think the Play-Doh actually doesn't preserve that well. From what I recall in my childhood, it gets dried out and cracks. And maybe the flour one preserves a little better because it has salt in it. Anyway, those are a few ideas you can try to always have your pets with you and to look at pictures of them, their little paws. And if somebody's ever made a painting out of, or an artwork out of dog hair, I would love to see that. I do know there are people that have taken like collie hair and knit it into sweaters, and they do say that they smell like wet dogs when they're wet. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't know if I want to wear a dog hair sweater. I've knitted some of Winston's hairs. I actually needle pointed them into a belt that I made for my then husband Jack, who's now my good friend, and he has kept that. He's gotten quite a bit more large, so he doesn't wear it anymore, although he could have the leather on the end replaced to make it fit. But I don't know that he wants to wear a belt with corgis on it. But there was a time in the horse world when lots of people had needle-pointed belts with their horses or their dogs or bits or something trotting around them. And so some of the corgis were black, some of them were orange, and I took some of the hair out of Winston Corgi and needle pointed them right into some of those orange dogs. So that's another idea to remember your dogs. All right, thanks for joining us today for this episode of Conversations with a Corgi. I am at my educator job Wednesday and Thursday. Friday morning I am off to the beach for a couple of days to get a tattoo and kayak and enjoy the sunshine, because it's going to be quite a bit warmer than it's been, and that might be the last of that. So I really want to get some more beach time in, because the winter is promising by the Farmer's Almanac to be long and cold. Okay, thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you soon.